Hi, and welcome to your Humber News Update. I'm Brandon Richard Austin, coming to you from our newsroom here at Humber College North Campus. Here's what we're working on at this hour. All the Blue Jays needed was a deep fly ball, but Encarnacion went a little deeper.
Plays. Oh, there's a drive to deep left field, and the ball game is over.
It was a do-or-die game last night against the Baltimore Orioles, and Encarnacion was the hero of the game. His 3-run 11th inning homer lifted Toronto to a 5-2 win and set up an American League Division series with rival Texas Rangers for the second year in a row. Starting pitcher Marcus Stroman felt the pressure in the 6 innings he pitched.
Defense, and a couple of timely hits that we needed, and obviously the bullpen was ridiculous. You know, Biagini, Grilli, Osuna, and then Liriano coming out and being absolutely nasty. So complete team effort, and I love this team, and I'm excited for the next round.
We'll have all the details on your Toronto Blue Jays on our 2 o'clock news. United Nations officials are calling Hurricane Matthew the largest humanitarian event to hit Haiti since the earthquake in 2010. The Category 4 hurricane has displaced much of the country's population, and it isn't over yet. 10,000 people are living in shelters in the wake of Hurricane Matthew. Between Haiti and the neighboring Dominican Republic, Hurricane Matthew killed 11 people after making landfall. Relief officials say millions of people may need help. UNICEF says more than 4 million children are at risk. Hurricane Matthew is expected to make landfall in the Bahamas today before hitting the U.S. on Thursday. Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas are bracing for the storm. The U.S. vice presidential candidates have held the only VP debate happening this election season. Democrat Tim Kaine and Republican Mike Pence met last night in Farmville, Virginia. The debate comes a little more than a week after the first debate between presidential nominees Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. The presidential running mates fielded a wide range of questions. Here's a selection of some of the talking points.
Secretary Clinton's character.
Those tax returns that came out publicly this week showed that he faced some pretty tough times 20 years ago.
Do you know that Iran was racing toward a nuclear weapon and Russia was expanding its stockpile? Under Secretary Clinton's leadership, she was part of the national team, public safety team, that went after and revived the dormant hunt against bin Laden and wiped him off the face of the earth.
I can make very clear to the American people, after traveling millions of miles as our Secretary of State, after being the architect of the foreign policy of this administration, America is less safe today than it was the day that Barack Obama became President of the United States. It's absolutely inarguable.
I need to ask you about Social Security.
Richard Nixon released tax returns when he was under audit.
They're going to raise your taxes.
Gentlemen,
if you can't meet the Nixon standard,
the people at home cannot understand either one of you when you speak over each other.
If you don't know the difference between dictatorship and leadership, then you got to go back to a 5th grade civics class.
Critics say neither side scored a win that would shake up the current standings in the polls. Clinton and Trump will meet for their second debate this Sunday. Turning to weather, it's a beautiful fall day. It's currently 22 degrees and sunny. We'll have your full forecast and all the sports highlights coming up on our news at 2. But for now, we'll leave you with this. Some giant pandas hosted quite the party in celebration of the Chinese national holiday. More than 180,000 people turned out to take part in the festivities, but the pandas need to work on their hosting skills. They ate all the food, slept, and only hung out with each other. They did, however, set up some painting activities for the humans to do. That's all. That's your 12 o'clock update. We'll be back with more Humber News at 2.